Hello! Even more features incoming, and these ones, well, I really like these ones. So without further ado, let's get going. So at the moment I'm just standing in front of a very simple system here. I'm going to use this as an example for the new features. So that's why we have it here, more to the features very soon. So here is how you have to do it if you want to use the advanced inventory relay to access the inventory of the player, and also trigger it with redstone. So you can't really hide it unless you actually build a wall on top, like so, to hide the extra cable there. So that's a bit unfortunate, and I have a solution for you. This is of course not a solution to only this problem, but you can well, use it for that thing here. So I'm going to walk over to this one here, and what we can see here is, well, there's no block around it because there's no need for it. So what I have here is, whoa, okay, that looks well like the advanced inventory relay, but well, the block looks different. So what we have here is a combination of the redstone receiver and the advanced inventory relay. You might think, well, isn't that a bit useless to have a specific block for those two? Well, yeah. So this is not just a combination of the two. What it is a cluster block. If I have a cluster block here, which I make by combining a normal cable, inventory cable, with 3 ender pearls, then I get one of these. And if I put it in a crafting table, I can do things with it. To get the one I used for that setup there, I simply take the advanced inventory relay, and I take the redstone receiver. There you go. So now I have a cable cluster which contains both the advanced inventory relay and the redstone receiver. Can I add more? Well, let's take a look. Yeah, there you go. Now we have the creative supplier as well, and you can continue to do this quite a lot. You can't add the same thing another time, so you can't do it twice like so, and that goes for everything. And you can't add 2 different tiers of the same block. So here we have the advanced inventory relay. That means we can't add the normal one, and the same thing goes with the item valve and the rapid item valve. So you can only have one of each, but apart from that you can add whatever you want to. So if I do this now, I have that in that thing there. In the cable cluster I have those 3 things, and maybe I realize, alright, I want to add something more. Of course I can't add a creative supplier because I have that already, but maybe an emitter, and that's that. Okay, so you can just upgrade it like so. And how does this work? Well, I have a relay here and some receivers and emitters and the creative supplier there, so I can place it like so. As we can see, it has a front. It's not marked too much, you just have the little border here, so that's only used for the different blocks that actually have a front. Otherwise it will just be there. It's not going to act any different. So if you just use the emitter, for instance, well, the emitter and a receiver, then it won't matter because they don't care about which side is the front. Right, so now if I go with a hopper here and I want to add items to it, what will happen? Well, nothing. What did we have in this? Well, we have a creative supplier, so that should accept it. We have an advanced inventory relay, that should also accept it because I'm in front of it. So, which would it pick? Well, the way it works is that it picks none of them. It can't really do anything because it don't know what happens. Where should I put it? Should I put it in the relay, in the creative supplier, maybe in the item valve, the blockade, and so on? So it doesn't really know, and therefore it won't do anything. So if you want to work with hoppers or any other items that interact with the things, then you can't add them to clusters. But if you want to add them to clusters, you can do so if you go with the machine inventory manager. Because if we take a look now in I'm going to open a variable here, because then we can take a look on all of them, because it will list all of them. And here we go. So there's no cluster here because the manager sort of opens up the cluster and checks what's in it. And well, there we go. We have the creative supplier, the advanced inventory relay, we have the redstone receiver and the redstone emitter. And as we can see, all of them are 1 block away, 1 cable away, and has the same coordinate like so, because they are all in the same cluster. And then you can just use them as if it would be, well, anything really. So what you could do is like, alright, I create a trigger here, input here, move it from the creative supplier, right? And what I'm going to do is create, for instance, some cake, like so. So that one creates cake, and then we move it to the relay. The relay is within the same block, but that doesn't matter. It's a different component within the block, a different sub-block if you so wish, and therefore when I do that, when I give it permission, it's going to give me a cake like so. There we go. So it works exactly like the relay when I right click, so like that. It works exactly like the receiver when it receives redstone signals. It works exactly like an emitter when we want to send redstone signals, and so on. So you can just put the blocks you want in it, and it's going to work like that. But the drawback is you can't use like hoppers, you can't use fluid ducts, you can't use pipes and so on from other mods, just because they don't know what to interact with, and therefore you will have to use the manager. Of course, the normal components still work with hoppers and everything like that. Right. So are we done yet? No, we have one more thing here. So here we had that one, but we could still see it like that. Let's take a look over here. What do we have here? Well, you might say, well, you probably just cheated. It's just a stone block. Well, yeah, sort of, until you click the interface. So it's there, all right. So what have I done here? Well, what I've done here is to, well, I can use this one. I taken my cable cluster and I added a cable camouflage to it, and there we go, a cable camouflage to it. So I just activated that, and then I can do, well, convert it to stone. Well, it looked like stone. So what is special with the cable camouflage? Well, nothing is special, so it acts the same way like everything else in the cable cluster, so therefore we'll take a look on the cable camouflage on its own. So we don't have to care about the, how it works in the cluster, because it works exactly the same. Right, so if I put a manager here and a cable camouflage like so it looks a bit grey and dull here because it's supposed to blend in. Right. Now we have this one. You might have seen it previously when I opened the interface. We have the camouflage updater. And what we can do then is just create one of those. Right. So this is very simple. You've seen similar stuff before. You select which camouflage, cable camouflage blocks you want to use. And now I only have this one, so I select that one. You can specify which sides it should operate on. And then you can clear its camouflage or set its camouflage. So clear would just remove it and go back to what it looked like. And set camo gives us the option here to, for instance, make it look, if you connect it as well, as stone, for instance. And of course, we can do, let's just select the sides, like so. And then I'm going to go and clear the camo. It's going to clear that as well. And of course, what we could do would be to let's invert that and set it to stone again, and we can create a camouflage like so that we set to the same block again, this time to the top like so, and here we set it to, for instance, planks. And there we go. So, and we can go down here and take a look like so as well. So the sides are completely individual, and we can also, of course, update them to, well, change color when you want to, or whatever. So you can have like one piece of wool as a camouflage, and then, alright, my condition went true, or, well, something triggered this, then I want to change the camouflage. And, yeah, I don't know exactly all the things you can do with it, but I'm sure there are plenty of things. One, of course, is just to hide stuff like this. But you can, of course, use it on its own as well to, like, show things using monitors and, I don't know, something like that. But that's pretty much it. Good luck.